guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. So I'm super excited to bring you today's video because it is another vintage cooking video, and I have not made one of these in so long. I don't know why. I did a bunch of these back in 2019, so I can link some of those down below, but they are super fun to make and you guys seem to enjoy them, so I thought I would create another one. So today we're going to be cooking out of the Betty Crocker Hostess cookbook, which is one of my favorite vintage cookbooks. This one is from 1967, and I did purchase this on eBay. eBay is a great source for vintage cookbooks if you want to find any. So today we're going to be making a fast from the freezer dinner, and I'm going to make the whole menu from this particular spread, which includes chips and garden dip, herbed salmon steaks, potato balls, which are actually tater tots, buttered Italian green beans, pineapple melon salad with celery French dressing, Parker House rolls, and Sundae waffles. So we're gonna see how everything goes. Sometimes some of the flavors and combinations in some of these vintage meals are interesting, shall we say, but we all enjoy trying them, and of course I enjoy cooking them. Today's video is sponsored by Winc, and you guys know that I talk about my husband's Beer of the Month Club. Well, this is my Wine of the Month Club. So Winc is a subscription wine service that gives you access to wines from all around the world at an affordable price. They actually work directly with vineyards and wineries so that you can get exclusive wines for a better price than you would find at the grocery or liquor store. Each month, Winc will introduce you to new wines that match your tastes, and they'll also share the story behind those wines. One of the reasons I love Winc is because obviously I'm super busy with YouTube and my kids and my family and my full-time job, and so it makes it super easy for me to try new wines that I enjoy, and they're sent right to my doorstep. The other thing I wanted to mention too is that a lot of times when people get into drinking wine, it can be sort of intimidating to figure out which wines that you like, and Winc makes it really easy based on the quiz that you take on their website. You can take their quick 6-question palate profile and they'll match you with 4 wines that match your tastes. Okay, so I want to share with you guys the 4 wines that I got this month. So this one is Funk Zone, and it's a white wine blend. I would say that if I had to choose, I like both red and white wine, but I would prefer white wine depending on what I'm eating. This one is from Chop Shop, and it's a Cabernet Sauvignon 2019, so I'm gonna save this for later as well as this white blend. This is the one that we're gonna have with dinner this evening. This is the Outer Sounds 2020 Sauvignon Blanc from New Zealand. Sauvignon Blanc is like my favorite white wine, so I'm looking super forward. Is that even a word? Super forward? I'm looking forward to trying this one. And then this is the one I'm gonna taste for you guys right now. This is the Funk Zone Red Blend. So it's a blend of red wines, and you can see that I already have the corkscrew in there so I can pull it out easily. And no worries, I have plenty of experience opening wine, so don't have to worry about struggling with that. Let's give it a taste. That's delicious. I am not a person who prefers like a super sweet wine, so this is perfect to me, but definitely you guys check out Winc. The best part is that they are giving my viewers a discount, so you can use the link in my description box below to get 4 bottles just like these for just $39 and free shipping. So definitely check that out because that is a huge deal. I'll have the link in the description box below. You can get 40% off and get 4 bottles just like these for $39 plus free shipping. Okay, so let's get on to cooking the meal, and I'll let you guys know what we think at the end.
All right, so we are going to start out this meal by making the garden dip. So this calls for 1 cup of sour cream, a 1/4 cup of shredded Parmesan cheese, and 1 envelope of dry garden vegetable soup mix. So I mixed all of these ingredients together and put them into a bowl to chill in the refrigerator. So the whole point of this particular hostess type deal dinner was to make it fast. And so obviously this was a very quick appetizer. I thought that it kind of tasted like French onion dip, although a little bit different since it's the garden vegetable. What's also interesting about making some of these meals out of cookbooks that are more than 50 years old is that some of the ingredients don't quite match up with what's in the store nowadays versus what they call for in the cookbook, but I was able to find a comparable vegetable soup mix for this recipe. I'm going to read you a little excerpt from this particular meal. It says, "Here's a 60-minute dinner that's sure to put a how de does she do it look on your guests' faces. And it comes almost entirely out of the freezer. Begin your greased lightning performance by taking out the melon balls and roll to thaw. Then whip up the dip. And then it goes on to say how you should cook the rest of the meal while your guests eat the chips and dip. But another ingredient that I could not find was frozen melon balls for this particular salad recipe. So I just decided to buy fresh melon and make it myself, which worked out fine. This is a sort of like a vinaigrette style French dressing. Basically, I'm just putting all of the ingredients into a jar and then I'm going to shake it up. That's how I prefer to make my dressing, but I will be sure to type all of these recipes out down below in case any of you want to try them. The dressing called for sugar, salt, paprika, dry mustard, celery seed, pepper, either vinegar or lemon juice. I did use rice wine vinegar, and 3/4 of a cup of canola oil, and then 1 clove of minced garlic. And I have to say, it was pretty good. I think it was a little bit strong on the vinegar, so next time I make it, I might either add more sugar or less of that. So this salad is super unique. It includes lettuce, melon balls, pineapple, and the French dressing. So stick around so you can see how we liked it. But you guys, it has been so long since I have used a melon baller. I kind of feel like it was a little bit fun and I'd like to do it more often, but here I am just using my melon baller that hardly ever gets used, and I'm just taking those, putting them in a bowl and setting them aside until later. So for the bed of the salad, I'm just going to use some green leaf lettuce. That's just what I had on hand. So here are what the salad plates looked like. I arranged the lettuce on the bottom, and then I added the melon balls around the edge, the pineapple in the middle. Make sure it's chilled. The recipe does specify that. And then I drizzled the French dressing over the top. Like I said, pretty unusual combination, I would say, but definitely vintage. Okay, so I posted on my Instagram stories the other day asking you guys what you thought frozen potato balls meant, and the consensus, which was what I thought too, is that they were tater tots. And once I looked at the picture in the cookbook, yes, they were tater tots. So how can you go wrong with tater tots as a side for dinner? I mean, hello, they're delicious and they're cheap. So anyway, while those are in the oven, I'm going to make the marinade for, not really the marinade, but like the sauce that we're going to cook the salmon in. So in a measuring cup, I just have some seasonings and some melted butter and some lemon juice. And this recipe instructs to cook the salmon from frozen. So that's what I did. I put it in the bottom of a glass baking dish, poured the sauce over the top, and it did not say to cover it. So I put it into the oven and I'll bake that for 35 minutes. These are the green beans that I'm going to cook. I could not find Italian green beans, so that's what I'm using. And then the dinner also said to use frozen Parker House rolls. So I was able to find these at Hy-Vee. My Walmart didn't have them, but I just covered those with foil and stuck them into the oven. So now it is time for our chips and dip. So I'm going to pour myself a glass of this Outer Sounds Sauvignon Blanc. Here is the completed plate. So we have the salmon. I garnished that with some chopped parsley and some lemon per the recipe directions. We have our buttered green beans, the tater tots, and then the Parker House roll on the side. Pretty good, I would have to say, for a cookbook from 1967. This was super fun to make, and while I'm thinking of it, if you guys have any vintage cookbooks that you really like, that you think I should look into or cook some recipes out of, please leave those in the comments below. Also, if there are any vintage meals that you can think of from your childhood that you like me to make, put those down there as well. So the dessert for this particular meal is a waffle sundaes, and it's exactly as it sounds. It is a toasted waffle with ice cream on top and chocolate sauce and nuts. My kids were super excited about this, but that's what it looks like. I have never made such a quick dessert in my life, but honestly, these were so delicious that I would have no problem serving them if I had company over. I did purchase the extra thick Belgian waffles for this recipe. Okay, so I thought with this vintage cooking video we would do a taste test so I could like share with you what we thought about the dishes. So obviously, as we all know, the Sauvignon Blanc is delicious. 100% recommend. Like I said, I prefer white wine and I prefer it to be like more crisp and less sweet. But as for the chip dip, so one thing I would say about this particular recipe for the chip dip is I thought that the sour cream, like the amount of sour cream was pretty low in comparison to the amount of like dry mix. So I think it's good.
I like the combination of the Parmesan with the vegetable seasoning or the vegetable soup, but I think if I were gonna make that again, I would use 2 cups of sour cream because I just feel like it's a little bit too concentrated, but it's good. Also forgot to show you guys the salad. So Adam actually said he ate the whole salad and thought it was good. So I don't know, I mean, it's not bad. You picture lettuce, melon, pineapple, and like a celery French dressing. You're like, oh, that doesn't really go together. But like the vinegariness of the dressing really does go with the sweetness of the fruit. So I don't know, man. That's super interesting. I'm glad I tried that. All right, so we all know what tater tots look like. And Parker House rolls. It was obviously told to me in the cookbook to get those pre-made, so that's good. And then I actually looked at the picture and I think I may have gotten the wrong green beans. Like these are French style green beans, but this is all my store had. Like there were no Italian green beans, so. All right, so let's try this salmon. That's actually really good salmon. I was kind of leery because I've never cooked salmon from frozen before, but it actually worked out really well. I would recommend that recipe. And then I also have to say, these at Sister Schubert's Parker House rolls are delicious. I don't know that I've ever bought this kind before. I normally just buy like the rose ones, but these are really good, so I would recommend them. So yeah, overall, I would say this is a really solid dinner. Would I make it for company? I mean, maybe, you know, if I want to be a hostess with the mostess. Waffle Sundaes. Okay, now Kira already tried one of these and she said it was bussin'. Is that what the kids are saying now? It's so uncool. I mean, I don't know personally how this can be bad. All right, that's legit. Imagine like a Belgian waffle toasted with ice cream and chocolate and nuts. I mean, that's good. That's good. All right, so that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this vintage cooking video just as much as I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to check out Wink. I'll have a link in the description box below. You can get 40% off of 4 bottles. You can get yours for $39, free shipping. It's an exclusive deal, so don't miss it. So check out the link below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.